Vitayo and welcome to the Vegan Cook's Passport, where I aim to cook a vegan version of every national dish in the world. So in this episode I'm going to cook a vegan version of the national dish of Belarus, which is a dish called Draniki, which is basically a pancake made from grated potatoes, served usually with sour cream. Before we get into the recipe, let me show you where Belarus is on a map. The Republic of Belarus, formerly known as Belarusia, is a landlocked country found in Eastern Europe, just here. It has historically been occupied by several countries, including Poland, Lithuania, and the Russian Empire, and was a former member of the Soviet Union. The cuisine is similar to a number of neighboring countries and draws influence from German, Russian, and Polish cooking. So the humble potato is easily the most important food type in Belarus. Belarus is one of the leaders in consumption and production of potatoes in the world. They've got some very high quality potato varieties there. And the type of potato that you choose for this dish is actually very important. So I'm just going to do a very quick potato masterclass. Basically, there are two types of potatoes. You've got your starchy potatoes and your waxy potatoes. The starchy potatoes, obviously high in starch, low in moisture, quite sort of floury, and they've often got a sort of white flesh. These are the potatoes you want to use if you're trying to make something crispy. So your chips, roast potatoes, hash browns, things like these. The other type are your waxy potatoes. So these are potatoes that have got less starch, they've got a bit more sugar. They hold their shape much better during cooking. So you really want to use those for boiling, for mashing, things like these. If you use a starchy potato for mashing, it's going to become very stodgy. You really want to use a waxy potato for that. You do also have potatoes which are sort of all-rounders, which sort of sit in the middle. Things like your Desiree potatoes are a pretty common one. These are sort of jack of all trades, master of none, if you like. So the potato we want to use today for this sort of crispy pancake is obviously the starchy potato. Probably the best type of starchy potato you can use is called the russet potato. I searched in 4 different shops just now for a russet potato, couldn't find one anywhere. If you can find one, go for the russet. I went for King Edward, which is also a really good one. It's very, very common potato, especially here in Australia. So common that they don't even label them as King Edward. They might have 5 different types of potato, label the other 4 types, and the one that's the King Edward, they just call it a potato. So it's either going to be washed or unwashed. I got the unwashed because I'm not lazy. But yeah, should be pretty good in what we're doing today. So the Draniki is generally used as a side dish with other dishes. It also can be eaten on its own, generally with sour cream. I'm going to be using coconut yogurt today. And this is my favorite coconut yogurt brand. I buy it all the time. I have it on cereal, with spicy sort of Indian food and things like that. I use it pretty much anything. It's called Koyo. If you're lucky enough to live in Australia and you can buy this stuff, definitely get it if you're after a coconut yogurt. If you don't, I'm sure you can find one where you live, which is almost as delicious, but I can pretty much guarantee it's not going to be as good as this stuff. Now you might be thinking, isn't this recipe vegan anyway? But generally they use egg or milk or both to sort of bind the mixture, the potato mixture before frying it. So obviously I'm going to be doing a vegan version of that. So let's get into it. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I'll give you a wine pairing suggestion with this. Let's get cooking some Draniki. Take a large mixing bowl and add half a cup of chickpea flour, half a cup of non-dairy milk, 1 teaspoon of Kalanamak salt, and a grind of pepper. Stir that yellow cocktail together until it's smooth, then add 450 grams of peeled and grated potatoes, 1 grated onion, and 2 grated garlic cloves. Mix all that together, then add enough plain white flour until the mixture becomes firm and not runny. Around 100 grams of flour should do. Next, get your frying pan and add 2 centimeters of olive oil. Over a medium-high heat, add 1 heaped tablespoon of the batter, flatten it a bit, then cook for around 3 minutes. A Flip a pancake over, then cook for another 3 minutes or until both sides are golden brown and crispy. Repeat this process with the remaining mix. Serve straight away with a dollop of coconut yogurt. Oh yeah! Belarusian Draniki, vegan version, with a double of coconut yogurt on the top. Double? Is that a word? Dob. You know what I mean. A blob. A dob? Blob? I don't know. Anyway, coconut yogurt on top of the Draniki. Let's give it a go. Oh, maybe should have used a knife as well. Anyway, I'll get there. Look at that. Perfectly crispy. But then sort of nice and yellow on the inside. That crunch, the oiliness, but on the soft inside so well. The yogurt just freshens it up a bit. You could maybe use a little bit of lemon juice on the top if you wanted. Or I know this is sacrilege, and I think any Belarusian would probably be hating me for doing this. A little bit of hot sauce. One sec. A little bit of hot sauce. I'm a massive hot sauce fan. I reckon a bit of hot sauce is going to be great on this. Look, I know this isn't traditional. I know this is not what they do in Belarus. But this is my lunch, so I am going to give it a go. Let's try that. A bit of the hot sauce. Oh, delicious. Delicious. Now it is quite an oily dish because obviously you're frying in quite a bit of oil. You do need to kind of keep on topping up the oil as you go because the oil will sort of run out. The temperature of the oil is very important, so you want to get it so it's hot enough to really be sizzling when you put the mix in there, but you don't want it to be smoking too much. You want to get that temperature just about right. Wine pairing, I'm going to go with a red wine with this. I'm going to go with Sangiovese. I think that the acidity and those kind of nice dry tannins of the Sangiovese will go lovely with that sort of kind of the greasiness of the dish cut through that. Typically your Sangioveses, they're going to be coming from Italy. Chianti is the birthplace of Sangiovese. If you want one that's good quality, go for Chianti Classico. If you go for just Chianti, the quality can be pretty variable. Chianti Classico, usually a little bit more expensive, but you can find some okay value there as well. You can get Sangiovese from other places as well. In Italy, here in Australia, there's a few good examples too. But I think in Belarus, they'd probably be eating this, if they're going to be drinking some alcohol with it, a bit of vodka. I think that actually would be pretty nice. I'm not a massive vodka fan, but I can imagine how that would be good. Or maybe grappa. Italian grappa would be lovely as well with that. Or if you're going to eat it like I am at lunchtime, you don't want to drink alcohol, just eat it on its own, it's going to be fantastic. So that's a vegan version of Belarusian Draniki. Thanks for watching. Join me for the next episode where I'll be cooking a vegan version of the national dish of Belgium. See you later.